Hey, tribe. Today we are discussing our year end reflection. So let's dive in. Hey, tribe. So welcome in. So today we're going to talk all about our end of year reflection where we consider what has happened throughout this year. What do we want to take into next year and begin to start planning for Q1? So whether you're in business or not, this is a perfect time to be reflective, to be getting your rest and everything. I've been talking a while about this, but now is a great time, if you haven't already, to start to begin to reflect on what has happened over this past year. A way that I like to do it is to read back through my journal. I think that you should at least read back through your journal once a year, if not at least every 6 months or somewhere around there, so that you can reflect on what has happened in the past, because time is going by so fast that it's so easy to forget what has happened. What have you overcome? What is something that's still kind of sticking to you that you're trying to get rid of, that you are still working to overcome? You won't know unless you be reflective. And that's why journaling is so important. When you're journaling, you can actually look back on what has happened. And as I was discussing in my last video about keeping a video log, about if you don't like to journal, then keeping a video log on your phone is a great way to be reflective, to talk things out when you don't feel like writing and you just like, I don't feel like doing all that. And the reason we want to do this is because we want to see what great habits did we create during this year. What are some things that we've overcome that now we can move on to something else to overcome? Because a lot of times we get stuck in a place or stuck in our comfort zone, all because we haven't decided to move on or decided to focus on something else, because we may be winning in this area, or and it just feels good to be here when you're winning in a particular area. But we don't want to get too comfortable where we're not growing, because we have to go through those growing pains, where we have to hit some areas that may be a little bit sensitive, but it's like, nah, I need to go ahead and prune and take away some things that just ain't working and figure out what does work to make my life better. So if you're like me, I'm not a big New Year's resolution type person. I like to plan quarterly. I don't even really care for, well, I'll just say that I'm in a place in my life right now where I'm not planning for the entire year, because let me tell you, I just feel like the Lord come in and flip the table over on me. Like every time I think I know what I'm doing, or after I've been obedient in a particular area, and it's like, okay, it's time to move on to something else. Like I said, sometimes we just want to stay where it's comfortable, and there is no growth in your comfort zone. So sometimes around June, the tables get flipped and it's like, nope, come do something else. You've had enough of that. Go do something else. So I like to plan quarterly to not only prepare for that, but to give God room to move. You know what I mean? To give him an opportunity that if he want to change something in my life, that I am okay with that whatever is better for me, that's what I want. I want his will to be done in my life. So I kind of don't really like to plan for the year. I kind of like to do quarterly. So if you like to plan for the year, that's fine. There's not a bad thing in that. I think that it's good to be forward focused so that what you're looking towards. But for me, when it seems like it's too big, then I'll get lackadaisy, or I'll just it just won't get done the way it's supposed to. So I find when I break things down to mini goals and make them every 3 months, that it makes it easier for me to focus so that I can achieve my goals. So for me, I'm looking forward to Q1. I'm not really looking forward to the entire year, even though I do have a semi kind of plan. I have an idea of where I want to go for the year, but for real, I'm looking like, okay, what can I do in these first 3 months? What can I be intentional about in these first 3 months of the year so that I can maintain my focus? So what are some things that you can consider about this end of the year reflection. Number one can be, what are some things that you learned about yourself this year? Have you become more resilient? I know for me, my resilience has went to the next level. I have become very resilient because of the things that I have gone through this year. So I've been reflecting about what are the things about me that have changed. There are some things about certain things that are important to me that change, and some things aren't so important anymore to me. I've noticed that I stand my ground even more on certain things, and to me that's important. It's important for me to stand on my beliefs and my values, and I think that others should too. But that was something about myself that changed. And then consider what changed in your career or your business. What are some things that you learned about yourself in your business? Or what did you learn about business or your career? Did you have more integrity this year? Did you learn? I know for me, like, I learned that my business is my business. And while we all know that, and it's good in saying it, sometimes, especially with social media, we can get so thrown off track by what other people are doing that after a while it begins this comparison game where you start to compare yourself to other people. You compare your business to how other people's are growing, when the statistics are statistics. But at the end of the day, your business is your business. So however business happened for you, it was meant to happen that way, and it's okay. You don't have to just come out the gate blowing up and going viral and things like that. That slow and steady still wins the race. It doesn't matter how you get there as long as you are striving to get there. So what did you learn in your business, and what did you learn in your career? Did you learn that maybe it's time for a career change, or maybe you do want that supervisor or manager job, or that maybe I have some hobbies that I want to add on, and that when I'm at work straight 40. That's it. I'm not trying to do more. I want to focus on my hobbies and focus on doing the things that I want to do to make extra income, or just doing extra things that I enjoy. So, what did you learn about that? And now that you've answered that, what will you do differently and what will stay the same? Because in order for us to know what it is that we want to keep the same and what is helping us to achieve our goals more, we want to do more of that and less of what isn't. So we have to actually study ourselves and study how our life has been in order to know what things should stay the same and what things should change. Should you change your morning routine so that it makes you more effective during the day, especially when you're at work, or if you work for yourself, or you have children, whatever it is? Do you need to go from a 2 hour morning routine to a 45-minute morning routine, or vice versa? Do you need to get up earlier so that you can get all the things that you want in your day? Do you need to stay up a little bit later because you're a night owl and that's when you best get your work done, and then just sleep a little later? It all depends. You have to find what it is that works for you so that you can do more of that going into this next month, into this next quarter, into this next year. Because those are the things that's going to help us to achieve our goals even easier. And it also gives us a unit of measure, right? So that's another reason why I like doing quarterly goals, because it gives you just enough time to really do something. Because I think it's what, like 30 days. I know they used to say like 21 back in the day, child boo. It take about a good 30 days for something to be a habit. And so with that in mind, you want to do it consecutively. So then that's at least 60 days. So why not do the 90 days? So it's great to review every 90 days what's going on in your life so that you can make room for change, and to see if something is working and figure out why it's not working. And then that way you can make the changes that you need to. So now let's dive into 3 questions that you can ask yourself in order to help you do an even deeper reflection so that you can prepare yourself for 2025. Number one is, how can I prioritize my personal needs in 2025? This includes physical, spiritual, emotional, etc., etc., etc. Again, that question is, how can I prioritize my personal needs in 2025? That includes physical, spiritual, emotional, etc., etc., etc. The reason why I put this question first is because you have to look within yourself first. You have to look to yourself first, because whatever we do for ourselves overflows into the lives of others and overflows into how we treat others. So if you're not treating yourself well, or if you're not prioritizing what you know you need to do, you're not going to be good for anybody else. If your sleep hygiene is trash, then of course you're going to be a zombie and you're going to be mad at everybody because you haven't gotten enough sleep. Now, that sounds like a you problem, don't it? So you have to prioritize your sleep hygiene if you're one of those people. If you know that it's time to do some exercise, start off with just 1 day a week. Don't just be like, okay, I'm gonna go in 5 days a week. That's a lie. You can't go from 0 to 5 like that unless you just that girl or that guy. I don't know. Maybe you are. I don't know. But for us regular people, let's start with something that's measurable, that even if we do double that, then that's perfect, because that is the goal, is to get to a higher number. But have a starting point. You have to prioritize your needs first. So make sure that you are structuring your daily schedule in a way that you are meeting all of your complete needs, so that when it comes time to meet the needs of others, it's easy. It's easy because you're in an overflow. You're already fulfilled and you're not waiting for other people to come in and fulfill you. You are making sure that your needs are met daily. So make sure that you are prioritizing that. Number two is, how will I measure success and achievement of my goals? How will I celebrate each milestone? Again, that is, how will I measure success and achievement of my goals? How will I celebrate each milestone? Oh, now this question is important because you get to define what success is. Don't allow other people to define what success is for you. For some people, on average, especially business owners, you hear, oh, 6 figures is the mark and stuff like that. But nobody tells you the work that it takes to reach the first 4 figures, to reach 1,000, to making 1,000 consecutively each month, or making 3,000 each month. You have to define, what will that success look like for you. If you're already there, it's time to take it to another level. But whatever those milestones is, you need to make sure that you stretch yourself. For me, when I do mine, I make an attainable goal. And by attainable, I mean like it's a little out of reach. So I have something to strive for. But then I also have stretch goals where it's like, okay, this is the next level. Like, this is really where I'm trying to go. And if I meet it consecutively, excuse me, these next 3 months, man, that'll be perfect. That is my stretch goal. So you can do both if you like, or you can just make your goal a little bit above, what you want to achieve, because we don't want to make our goals too easy. That's not the point. We don't want to make our milestones too easy. We want to stretch ourselves and get a little bit uncomfortable, because a lot of us can get stuck in our comfort zone real quick. So you want to make sure that you are doing something that will make you proud, but also have maximum impact and at maximum results. So make sure that you're stretching yourself some when you are defining what success is for you. And then, how will you celebrate that? I like to celebrate with something that I love. So like, y'all probably already know. If I meet my stretch goal over this next quarter, then I'm getting an expensive perfume. That's my stretch goal reward. But if I meet all my goals, I haven't really decided what I wanted there yet, but I don't want it to be something that I can just easily go get either. I want to for it to establish something for me to celebrate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be something that I can just go get anytime. Like, we're not talking about, I'm just gonna treat myself to McDonald's or something. Like, it has to be something that gets me excited about actually celebrating these goals. So make sure you're when you're celebrating, that you're doing something that makes you feel celebratory, that is something that gets you excited. So every time you think about reaching these milestones and reaching these goals, you have something to look forward to. And then lastly is, what boundaries will I set in 2025 with myself, my family, and my business. And if you don't have a business, then this can be your job, or this can be if you're a stay-at-home mom, whatever your position is, it includes that. Again, what boundaries will I set in 2025 with myself, my family, and my business? And again, if you haven't seen me talk numerous times about boundaries, I will link in the cards my boundaries videos, because I talk a lot about boundaries on my channel. But the thing about boundaries is that it teaches people how to treat us, and vice versa. Other people's boundaries teach us how to treat them. So don't think about boundaries as some wall that you're going to put up, or a moat that you building around yourself to keep people out and stuff like that. That's not what boundaries are. Boundaries is teaching people how to treat us so that we can have the best relationships with them. So make sure that, well, again, we always got to begin with ourselves. So what boundaries will you set with yourself? If you know that you got some problem with sweets, keep them out the house. There's nothing wrong with treating yourself a little bit, but when we know when we about to go overboard, when we're gonna go over the edge. So make sure you setting a boundary. Make sure that you're setting boundaries on your social media. If social media is an issue for you, then set the timer. Lock that sucker up. Lock that phone up. Do whatever it is that you have to do, because your sanity and your goals and where you are trying to go depends on it. Everything depends on you. So make sure that you are setting the proper boundaries with yourself, and then setting the proper boundaries with your family. Like for me, it's always the phone boundaries, like, because we can talk. So I have to be like, look, either I'm not answering the phone, like, no offense, but I'm in the middle of doing something, or I have goals that I'm trying to reach, or whatever that is. I have to be like, okay, I'm not answering the phone right now, or whatever that is. Or if you got to say to some people, don't be just showing up at my house. You need to call before you come. You don't know what I'm in the middle of doing. And it's not fair for you to be disruptive to me, and I wouldn't be disruptive to you. So it's okay to set those boundaries with our family. And then finally, in business, make sure that you're keeping business hours. Make sure that if you have a career and you're at work, make sure that when you're at work, that you're not doing all this extracurricular things that is keeping you from being effective on your job, because it's about your integrity. It's not about what you can get away with on your job, but it's about you having integrity in your job, because whatever you do behind closed doors is what you would do in public. So if you're not integral when it comes to your career and in your business, you won't be integral when it comes to your relationships with other people. And if you got to teach people how to treat you on your job, please do that. It's never what you say, it's how you say it. So make sure that you're saying it properly. And if you need a corporate way to say something, I and a few people can teach you how to say something and it be effective without you having to come out of a box, or even code switch for that matter. If we can say what we need to say. Okay. So I hope that these questions of reflection were helpful, that it helped you to think about how to reflect and how you're going to set your goals for this next quarter. If you plan on setting them for the next year, it's not about resolutions. We want to set goals and milestones so that we can continue to be productive human beings and actually live a life of fulfillment. As the channel implies, it is. I care about impact and results. I want us to have a major impact on people the same way we have in our own lives, and to get the results in our relationships, in our careers, whatever it may be, to get the results that you desire. But at the end of the day, it all starts with us and how we conduct ourselves, what goals and milestones that we set, and what we're willing to do to achieve them. Okay. So I love you guys to life. Happy New Year. If you're going to watch this in the new year, Happy New Year. I am super excited for 2025. For me and this channel, we are getting ready to take it up a notch. It is time to go ahead and take it to the next level on this channel. This channel is all about impact and results, just like the channel says. So I hope that that's what you are here for. And if you have any questions or comments, please don't forget to comment in the comment section. Any links to the questions will be in the description box so that you can have something that you can read from. If you need a refreshing every quarter, come back to this video so that it will be helpful for you. Share it with someone that you know who need to hear this. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'm just so super excited about what is to come in this new year of 2025. This is going to be such an exciting year. And I hope that you are excited about this year. You are the manager and the steward of your life and the things that are within your control. So I hope that you are taking seriously yourself, your children, your husband or partner, your relationships with others, your friendships, all everything. Take it seriously. We are stewards and we should manage well everything that is in our care. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the heart of this channel to me. I want you to have fulfillment, but I want you to do it in a way where it overflows into the lives of others, because so many people are going through so much. And one thing that I've always been my entire life, that I hope to continue to be, is a sunshine to other people, to show you that there is a way that you can live this life of fulfillment without having to give away your complete self to other people. We shouldn't be people pleasing, but everything that we do, we should do from a good heart. It should start from within. Do to yourself as you would do unto others. You know what I mean? Okay, I've probably been talking for a minute, so I don't want to go too long, but that's all I wanted to say. And welcome to Impact and Results if you are new here. And just thank you again. Thank you for rocking with me in 2024. I can't wait to see you in 2025. And we're going to take this thing to the next level. I love you guys to life. I hope you have an awesome day. Happy New Year, and I will see you soon. Bye.